Thomas Edison, a great inventor. Have you ever watched a movie or listened to a recording of music? Have you ever turned on a light? If so, you can thank one man, Thomas Edison. He made all these things possible with his inventions. Early learning. Thomas was born in Millen, Ohio on February 11th, 1847. When he was 7, his family moved to Port Huron, Michigan. In school, Thomas daydreamed. His teacher said he could not learn, so after only 3 months of school, his mother decided to teach him at home. Learning from his mother was fun. She taught Thomas to read. When he was 10, he got Book of Science experiments. He tried every one of them in a lab he built in the family's basement. A working boy. Thomas was only 12 when he got his first job. He sold newspapers and snacks to people on a train. At the train station, Thomas liked to hang out with the telegraph operators. They sent messages to other train stations. Watching them, Thomas knew what he wanted to do next. He would learn to be a telegraph operator. In his time, when Thomas was a boy in 1850s, many things were different from how they are now. School, transportation, communication, toys, U.S. events. First inventions. Thomas began work as a telegraph operator when he was 16. He liked to work nights. During the day, he worked on his inventions. He got his first patent in 1869. It was for a vote counting machine to be used for legislators in making laws, but no one wanted to buy it. Thomas did not give up. He worked on other inventions, such as ways to make the telegraph work better. Always working. Thomas was so busy working he did not have time to think about getting married. Then in 1871, when he was 24, he met 16-year-old Mary Stilwell. He liked her right away, and they were married a few months later on Christmas Day. Thomas and Mary had 3 children. Thomas loved his family, but he did not spend much time with them. He was always working. In 1876, he opened a lab in Menlo Park, New Jersey. There he often worked all day and into the night. When he got tired, he took a nap on a lab table. The Wizard. Thomas had an idea for a new machine. Finally, he was ready to test it. He shouted the poem, "Mary Had a Little Lamb," into the machine. The machine played it back. Thomas and his workers stayed up all night having fun with the new machine. They call it the phonograph. This invention made Thomas famous. People called him the Wizard of Menlo Park. Lights on! Thomas was soon working on his next idea. He wanted to make an electric light. Electricity had been around for a long time, but no one knew how to light a house with it. Instead, people used candles or oil or gas lamps. To make an electric light, Thomas needed something small that could be heated inside a bulb to make it glow. This small thing was called the filament. Thomas and his workers tried hundreds of things. The best answer was a thin piece of bamboo. Thomas had a working light bulb, but he was not done yet. He made lamps and switches to turn the lamps off and on. He built power stations to make electricity. He used underground wires to carry that power to homes. It took him 4 years to invent everything he needed to light homes with electricity. Changes. In 1884, Mary Edison died. Thomas was sad and lonely. Then in 1885, he met Mina Miller, and they married a year later. They moved into a 23-room house in West Orange, New Jersey. There, Thomas built a new lab much larger than the one in Menlo Park. Always inventing. Thomas went back to work on his phonograph. He had invented it to record people speaking. Now he began making records so people could listen to music on it. He also invented a movie camera and a machine to show short movies. Thomas worked on many other inventions too. In all, he got 1,093 patents. That was more than any other inventor until the year 2000. A great honor. Thomas began experimenting when he was a boy. More than 70 years later, he was still inventing. He worked until a few months before his death on October 18, 1931. He was 84 years old. People across the country were sad. At 10 p.m. on October 21st, 1931, they turned off their lights for 1 minute. It was a way to thank the man who brought electricity into their homes and changed their lives. Thomas Edison made the world a better, easier place to live. We still use his inventions every day. Thomas Edison.